So I'm raw vegan right now, which means that I'm only eating fresh produce and vegetables that haven't been cooked or processed. And I just read something that made me feel really sad. A raw carrot is still alive when you eat it. I'm killing carrots. Hello everybody, today I'm showing you all my library collection. I went from having 1,183 books to having around 200 books, and I'm still trying to sell about 35 of those. So yeah, I have quite a few books, so this is clearly not all of them, but these are my favorites of all of my books, and yeah, let's just get started. So this first category I have is philosophy and religion. So a few of the books that are included in this is New Suns Will Arise by Henry David Thoreau, The Eternal Feminine by Johann Goethe. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Okay. The next one is The Prince by Machiavelli, of course, a classic. And then this last one is basically just an explanation of the Buddhist religion, and I've been reading it. I'm not very far into it, but it's very interesting learning about how Buddhism came to be in Southeast Asia and like the practices of Buddhism and how you can reach nirvana. This next category are more popular / movie books is what I called them. So that includes, of course, Planet of the Apes, Indiana Jones and the Philosopher's Stone, C.S. Lewis's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which I actually haven't read yet, and I really want to. It's like super easy, the writing's huge, but I want to read it because I've never read the book, I've only seen the movie. I have Paper Towns by John Green, which was an amazing book, and it sounds super stereotypical. I've never read any of his other books, but I absolutely love this one. I just love the metaphor of the strings and everything, and I went to go see the movie on the night of the town's premiere thing, and so I got to see Saint Motel play live, and it was just super duper fun, so I actually really enjoyed this book. The last book I have for this section is called Devil in the White City, and the reason I had to include this was because it was just such an amazing book. It envelops two things that I find really interesting. So like, I want to be an architect when I grow up, and half of this book is exploring like the architecture side of the Columbus expedition, and then the other half is a murder mystery. Not really mystery, you know who it is, but it like walks through the life story of Dr. Holmes, and the reason that this is included is because they are making a movie and Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be Dr. H. Holmes, and I am so excited because I hope that he gets nominated finally, and it's just going to be really good because I know that he's going to play the part so well. So the next section I have is murder and mystery. I really like these type of books, they're my fave. So I basically picked up anything that had the word murder on it or had a cat on it, and if they had both, I was like, woo, this is so exciting. But there are 4 books that I think I should really talk about when it comes to this section because they're pretty noticeable, and I can't just like show you and not explain why I grabbed them. So the first one is How to Murder Your Mother-in-Law. Luckily, I don't have a mother-in-law, so no one will be calling the cops on me very soon, but this book just looked really interesting and I thought it was weird and quirky, and I wanted to add it to my collection. The next one is Sherlock Holmes vs. Dracula because I love the Sherlock Holmes series. Oh my gosh, Benedict Cumberbatch, hot! But I wanted to read this book because I was like, oh my gosh, who would win? Clearly Sherlock Holmes because he's boss. This is so childish of me, but I love the Nancy Drew series. I just think that they're awesome. I don't think I ever read them when I was little, but I recently found like 10 of them and I read all of them, and they are just really good. They're super easy reads and they're definitely under my reading level, but that is kind of why I like them, because I can just wind down and read a Nancy Drew and get a little bit of mystery. This last book is really confusing to me because I'm not really sure what it is, but let me just read you the back of it. Buried deep in the Earth's polar ice cap, carved into a moving island of ice twice the size of the United States, is the site of a remarkable experiment that blurred the line between life and death. Abandoned for more than 70 years, Ice Station Grendel, the twisted brainchild of the finest minds of the former Soviet Union, was designed to be inaccessible and virtually invisible. But an American undersea research vessel, the Polar Centennial, has inadvertently pulled too close, and a crew member has seen something alive inside, something whose survival defies every natural law. And on the front, there are like these people within an iceberg that are like dead but probably alive, and I am so excited and I just had to grab it because I have to read it. It's so intriguing. So next, I of course have some of the classics. I have a book about incest, if you've never heard of this book. I have Brave New World and 1984, both dystopian novels that I quite enjoyed. I liked the ideas behind 1984, but it was a slow, long drag of a read. I also have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and my favorite book, which is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I love Russian literature. This book is a humongous little chunk of a read, but it is so good. Lastly, because I'm a little weird, just a little bit, I have a few of those oddball books that you're kind of like, should I have these out in my house so people can see that I own these things? Probably not. But the first one is a book about bacteriology. I don't know why, because I don't like science or biology, but I have it, so that's that. The next book I have is 1,339 Interesting Facts to Make Your Jaw Drop. I got this book when I was in Barnes & Noble because I thought it was interesting, and I do like trivia and Scholars Bowl, and I don't know, I learned lots of interesting things, like a male flea's sex organ is 2.5 times the length of its body. Thank you for that. The next thing I have is a cat encyclopedia. I have this because I love cats. They are cute. I like them more than dogs, even though we have 3 dogs. And I really want a ragdoll kitten when I get older, and so I saw this and I was like, yes, I love cats. So there we go. Woo! So this last book is probably the weirdest thing about me, but it's also one of my most prized possessions, and I am proud to say that I own this. I have an encyclopedia of the Kennedys. Yes, the Kennedys, as in John F. Kennedy, as in the hottest president in the world. And if you doubt that, take a look at this. So that was my library. I love all of these books. They're all heavy for me to grab all of them, but if you saw something you liked, you should go out and get it, because what is the shame in having this many books? There just isn't. And I mean, especially not the ones you need, like an encyclopedia about your favorite president. No shame there, not at all. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you next month. Bye!